I still remember the way the room felt too small that night, like the walls were leaning in, waiting for me to break. "Elias, we need to talk," Mara said, and I knew from her tone that nothing good was coming. I had just told her I lost my job. I was hoping for comfort, maybe even a small lie that things would be okay. Instead, she crossed her arms like I was a stranger. "You're dragging me down," she said. "I can't stay with someone who can't even keep a basic job." I stared at her, hoping she'd laugh, say she was joking. "Mara, we've been together 2 years. You really think I'm worthless now?" "I'm thinking about my future," she replied. "And you're not part of it anymore." Her words hit me like a punch. "So that's it? You're leaving me because I'm broke?" "I'm leaving because I don't want to carry you," she said. "I want more, Elias. I deserve more." She walked to the door, grabbed her coat, and didn't even look back. "Goodbye." The door closed. I didn't move. I didn't breathe. I just sat there, staring at the empty space she used to fill. My chest felt hollow, like someone had scooped everything out of me. My phone buzzed, but I ignored it until it buzzed again and again. When I finally picked up, Damon's voice filled the line. "Bro, you okay? You didn't answer earlier?" "Mara left," I said. My voice cracked. She said I'm dragging her down. "What?" She said that. "Elias, that's insane." Damon didn't yell often, but he sounded ready to break something. "Where are you?" "Home." The word felt wrong. It didn't feel like home anymore. "I'm coming over," he said. "Don't argue." I didn't. 30 minutes later, Damon walked in with takeout and the kind of expression people wear at funerals. "Tell me everything," I told him. Every word felt heavier than the last. When I finished, he let out a long breath. I knew she was selfish, but this is another level. "She said I'm holding her back," I whispered. "She's wrong," he said. "She just doesn't want to deal with real life." "I don't know what to do now," I said. "I have no job, no savings, and now no girlfriend." "You have me," Damon said, pointing his chopsticks at me. "And you're not alone unless you choose to be. You'll get another job. You'll get back on your feet." "I don't even know where to start," I said. "Everything feels heavier than it should." "Start by breathing," he said. "Start by standing up again tomorrow." "I feel stupid for trusting her," I admitted. "Maybe I should have seen it coming." "Love makes people blind," Damon said, "but it doesn't make you weak." She walked out because she only loved the good days. I leaned forward, rubbing my hands over my face. Maybe she was right. Maybe I really am a burden. Damon slammed his container down. "Don't say that again. You had one setback. One. That doesn't erase everything you've worked for." I looked at him, trying to believe him. "It still hurts." "Of course it does," he said. "But hurt isn't the end." I let the silence sit between us for a moment. I feel like everything I built fell apart in seconds. "No." "Then we rebuild it," he said again, softer this time. "Piece by piece." His confidence steadied me more than I expected. "You really think I can get back up?" "I know you can," he said. "You're Elias. You push through everything." I didn't feel like that version of myself yet, but his words planted something small inside me. Maybe strength. Maybe stubbornness. Maybe the start of something new. All I knew was that I couldn't let this night define me. Not forever. Not after everything I had already survived. And as Damon stayed beside me, refusing to let me drown alone, I felt the first hint of a promise forming inside my chest. This wasn't the end. It was the moment everything would start changing. I didn't know how, but I felt a spark telling me to keep moving forward. Tomorrow. I woke up telling myself I just need one yes, even though my chest still felt heavy. At the first company, I asked, "Is the manager available?" The receptionist didn't look up. "We're not hiring. I saw the posting yesterday. It's filled." "Outside," I whispered. "Okay." Next. The second place wasn't better. The man skimmed my resume and said, "We're looking for someone more stable, right? Thanks." By the fifth rejection, I felt like I didn't exist. When two old coworkers walked past me in a cafe, I said, "Hey," but they pretended not to hear. I stared at the table. Guess that's how it is now. When I stepped outside, I heard laughter. Mara's voice cut through me. I upgraded, she told her friends. Elias collapsed after one bad week. Erica asked, "So you're done with him?" Completely. I hid behind a car, swallowing hard. I didn't let them see me. I walked away fast, my hands shaking. That night, Damon called. "Any luck?" "No, people look through me." "You're staying with me," he said. "I don't want to bother you. You're not bothering me." "Get over here." When I arrived, he opened the door and frowned. "You look like hell." "Feel like it," I said, dropping my bag. "You're not alone," he said. "Stop acting like you are." A deep voice from the hallway made me sit up. "So this is Elias." I turned to see a tall man with sharp eyes. Damon straightened. "Elias, this is Mr. Keaton, my boss." Mr. Keaton looked at me like he was reading a report. "You unemployed?" "For now." He crossed his arms. "You planning to fix that?" "I'm trying." "Trying isn't results," he said. "Life doesn't reward noise." His words hit hard. "I'll get results," I said. "We'll see," he replied. After he walked out, I whispered, "He hates me." "He hates everyone," Damon said. "At least you talked back." I wasn't trying to sound tough. "You sounded alive," he said. I sat on the couch. "I heard Mara today. She was laughing about leaving." Damon groaned. "Why do you listen to that garbage?" "Because it still hurts." "Then let it hurt," he said. "But don't let it stop you." I let out a long breath. "I feel like the world wants to erase me." "Can't," Damon said. "Not unless you let it." As I lay down that night, staring at the ceiling, everything replayed in my head: rejections. Silence, Mara's voice, Mr. Keaton's stare. It all pressed down on me. But beneath it, something small and stubborn held on. Damon sat beside me and said, "Tomorrow we start again." I turned to him. "What if tomorrow is just like today?" "Then we keep going," he said. "You only lose when you stop moving." I rubbed my eyes. "I hate feeling like this." "No," he said. "But you're allowed to be tired. You're not allowed to quit." I let his words sink in. "Do you really think I'll get back up?" "I wouldn't be wasting my breath if I didn't," he said. I nodded slowly. "All right. Tomorrow, then." "Tomorrow?" he repeated, tapping my shoulder. I closed my eyes and promised I wouldn't. Damon shoved his laptop toward me the next morning. "Sit. We're fixing your resume." "You don't even say good morning anymore." "You don't deserve a good morning until you're employed," he said. "Now type what I tell you." I sighed, but obeyed. "Feels pointless." "Nothing's pointless until you stop trying," he said. "Now write, led team projects with high efficiency." I stared at him. "I didn't lead anything." "You organize schedules." "That counts." "Stop acting small," typed, even though doubt kept tugging at me. "Where am I even applying?" "Places keep saying no." Damon's grin widened. "Keaton Industries." I froze. "Your boss's company? The giant glass tower? The one with the elevators that look like they cost more than my car?" "Exactly that one. They'll laugh at my resume." "Then they'll laugh while hiring you," he said. "Come on. You need one bold move?" I hesitated, then nodded. "Fine. Submit it." He clicked the mouse before I could change my mind. "Done. Now get ready in case they call." "In case," I repeated, trying not to imagine humiliation. 4 hours later, my phone rang with an unfamiliar number. Damon smirked. "Answer it." I picked up. "Hello? Is this Elias?" A calm voice asked. "Yes, speaking." "This is Lila from Keaton Industries. Your application looks promising. Can you come in for an assessment test tomorrow?" My heart jumped. Yes, I can. "Great. Bring an ID. We'll see you at 9. The call ended. I stared at Damon. "They want me." He clapped my shoulder. "Told you. Now, don't blow it." Walking into Keaton Industries the next morning felt like stepping into another world. The lobby looked like somewhere only successful people belonged. "I shouldn't be here," I whispered. Damon elbowed me. "Too late. You're already in." Lila approached us with a warm smile. "Elias, nice to meet you. Ready for the test?" As ready as I'll ever be, I said, hoping my voice didn't shake. It's mostly logic and problem solving, she said. Just breathe. Is breathing graded? I muttered. She laughed. Not yet. The test room was quiet, just me and a computer. I tried to focus. One step at a time, I told myself. When I finished, Lila returned. You did well, she said. Actually, very well. Please follow me. My stomach twisted. Am I in trouble? No, she said. Mr. Rowan wants to meet you. Should I be scared of him? Only a little, she joked. Mr. Rowan sat behind a desk stacked with binders. He looked up with sharp, assessing eyes. You're Elias? Yes, sir. You scored higher than most applicants. Why? I blinked. Because I needed to. He raised a brow. Not the answer I expected, he asked, I said. I'm just being honest. Him. He leaned back. You're not afraid to speak plainly. Good. We need that, I swallowed. Need it for what? For our management trainee program. I stared. Management? I thought this was for an entry-level job. It was, he said. Until your score changed things. Do you want the position? My voice almost failed me. Yes, absolutely. Then welcome, he said, extending his hand. You start Monday. I shook his hand, my mind spinning. Thank you, really. Outside, Damon grabbed my shoulders. Well, what happened? I got it, I said. Management trainee? He shouted loud enough for half the lobby to hear. I knew it. Lila smiled at us. Congratulations, Elias. You earned this. For the first time in months, I felt something warm grow in my chest. Hope. Real hope. I'm not done, I said quietly. I'm just getting started. On my first day, I walked into the trainee floor repeating, Don't mess this up. Mr. Rowan handed me a thick folder and said, Study this. And don't just read, I understand it. I will, I told him, even though the pages looked like another language. That night, Damon called. How's the new corporate soldier? I'm drowning, I said. But I'm trying. Trying isn't enough, he said, in a perfect imitation of Mr. Keaton. I groaned. Don't start. I'm serious, Damon said. You've got this. Just don't tap out now. So I didn't. I stayed late every night, highlighting every page, whispering answers to myself. I was practicing presentations in empty rooms. If I fail, I have nothing left, I told my reflection. The reflection didn't argue. One night, while I typed notes in the break room, Mr. Keaton walked in. I froze. He stared at me like I was an unexpected stain on the counter. You're still here? Yes, I said. I needed more time to understand the strategy outline. HM. He stepped closer. Most trainees leave at 5. I'm not most trainees. He didn't smile. Prove it. He left. But something in his tone made my chest tighten in a good way. The next morning, Rowan glanced at my notes. You did all this overnight? I needed to learn it. Good, he said. You might survive this place after all. During lunch, I sat with Lila. She nudged my arm. You look exhausted. I am, I said. But I can't slow down. You're allowed to breathe, you know? Not yet, I said. I'm still catching up. She gave me a soft smile. Just don't burn out. I'll try. That week, Rowan assigned me to shadow a department meeting. My hands shook as I took notes. When the manager asked if anyone understood the data trend, no one spoke. Before I could think, I raised my hand. I think the pattern shows our outreach is targeting the wrong demographic, I said. If we shift the timing, people turned. The manager nodded slowly. Interesting. Keep going, my voice steadied. We're losing engagement because the messaging doesn't match the audience's habits. Rohan gave me a rare approving nod. After the meeting, he pulled me aside. You spoke well. Keep that confidence. I'm trying. Try harder, he said. You have potential. Don't waste it. When I told Damon later, he yelled through the phone. See? I told you you're not a nobody. I laughed. Calm down. No, I refuse. You earned that moment. But at night, when the office emptied and the silence settled, memories of Mara crept in. You'll never make it, she had said so casually, like it was a fact written in stone. I clenched my fists. "Watch me," I whispered. Some nights I felt shaky, unsure if I truly belonged here. Some nights I feared that one mistake would send everything crashing down again. But every morning, I forced myself to stand straighter. Walk faster, think sharper. One Friday, as I organized reports, Mr. Keaton stopped beside my desk. "Your supervisor says you're improving." "I'm trying to," I said. "You're not there yet," he replied, "but you're moving." It wasn't praise, but it felt like it. He walked away before I could respond. I stared at the files in front of me, my heart beat steady for the first time in months. I wasn't the broken guy Mara left behind. I was becoming someone else, someone stronger, someone who refused to disappear. And for the first time I believed I could climb higher than anyone expected. Upward. I stayed later than usual that night, pushing through another stack of reports. When the office finally went quiet, I rubbed my eyes and muttered, "Enough. I need to breathe." The elevators were already shut down for maintenance, so I headed for the stairwell. The moment I opened the door, I heard a voice drifting up from below. A voice I knew too well. "No, I'm finishing this floor." "I don't want another warning," she said. My whole body stopped. "Mara," I gripped the railing to steady myself. "There's no way," I whispered. But the scraping of a mop bucket echoed up the stairs, followed by footsteps and a tired sigh. I stepped down one level and peeked around the corner. There she was, Mara. In a faded janitor uniform, gloves on her hands, hair tied up in a sloppy bun. She bent over to pick up a bottle of cleaner, completely unaware I was standing just above her. My heart dropped straight into my stomach, then froze into something cold. Every memory slammed into me, her saying I wasn't enough, her walking out like I meant nothing, her laughing about upgrading from me. And now she was here cleaning the floors of the same tower where I worked as a trainee. I swallowed hard, trying to steady my breath. "Why is she here?" I whispered. But I already knew the answer. Life had twisted itself into something I never expected. Mara reached for her phone and groaned. "Erica, stop texting me." I said, "I'm working." "No, I can't go out." "I don't have money to blow." She paused, sounding smaller, weaker. "No, my boyfriend didn't upgrade me. He dumped me." "Happy?" I stayed silent, listening even though I hated myself for it. She pushed the bucket forward and muttered, "I can't believe I'm doing this. I should have had the life I wanted by now." Something inside me tightened. The life she wanted, the one without me. My foot shifted on the step, and she looked up. Her eyes widened the second she saw me. Elias. I didn't move. I didn't blink. She dropped the rag in her hand. What are you doing here?" "Why are you—" "I work here," I said quietly. She stared at my badge, my clothes, the folder under my arm. "You work here as what?" "Management trainee." Her lips parted like she forgot how to speak. "You? But I mean, that's—" "I didn't think I know," I said. My voice surprised even me. Calm, steady. "You told me I'd never make it." "That was a bad moment," she said quickly. "I didn't mean it. I was stressed." "You meant every word," I said. "And you walked away." She took a shaky breath. "Elias, I didn't think things would turn out like this. I didn't think I'd be cleaning floors." I finished. She flinched. "I'm just trying to get by." "A lot of us are," I said. She looked at me with something between shame and hope. "Can we talk? Just for a minute?" I shook my head. "I don't think there's anything left to say." She stepped forward. "Please. I didn't know you didn't care where I'd end up," I replied. "As long as it wasn't with you." Silence stretched between us, heavy and suffocating. "I never wanted you to see me like this," she whispered. I stared at her mop, her uniform, her trembling hands. Karma made its move before I did. When I walked into the lobby the next morning, I didn't expect to see her again. I was adjusting my badge, trying to wake myself up, when a small voice said, "Elias." I froze. I knew that voice. I turned slowly. Mara stood near the wall with a cleaning cart, staring at me like she'd seen a ghost. Her eyes flicked over my suit, My badge, my posture, everything she once said I'd never have. Wow, she whispered. You look different. I'm on my way to a meeting, I said. My tone came out calm, maybe even cold. She tucked a loose strand of hair behind her ear. I didn't know you worked here. I do. For long? She asked. A little while. I kept my answers short. It was easier that way. She tried a small smile. You look good. Better than before. Thank you, I said quietly. Her fingers tightened around the handle of the cleaning cart. I'm happy for you, really. I nodded but didn't say anything. She stepped closer. Elias, can we talk? Just for a second? I feel like we ended things badly. We didn't end things, I said. You ended things. She swallowed hard. I wasn't in a good place. You made that clear. She blinked fast, like she was trying to hold herself together. I miss how things used to be, she said softly. The words hit something inside me. Something messy anger, sadness, memories I didn't want. I crossed my arms to keep myself grounded. Why? Because you cared about me, she said. You were good to me, and I didn't appreciate it. I almost laughed. You appreciated it until I lost my job. That was a mistake, she whispered. A stupid one. I looked at her uniform, her tired expression, the way she kept shifting her weight. Mara, I'm busy, I said. I need to go. Her face fell. So that's it? You're just done with me. You were done with me first. I didn't think you'd move on so fast. I didn't, I said. I just learned to keep going.
Ow.
She took a shaky breath. Elias, please. I don't want us to ignore each other. Not ignoring you, I said. I'm just moving forward. She nodded slowly, like the words hurt more than she expected. Okay, I get it. I turned toward the elevator. As I walked away, I felt her eyes on my back, but I didn't look back. Not because I wanted to hurt Herbie, because I needed to protect myself from whatever would come next if I did. The elevator doors closed. My chest felt tight and strangely light at the same time. The moment felt heavy with everything we used to be, but also satisfying in a way I didn't expect. I finally felt free. Later that night, Damon burst through his apartment door as soon as he saw me. All right, spill it. You look like you saw a ghost. I saw Mara, I said. His eyes widened. Here at the tower? She works there. Cleaning staff? He let out a long whistle. Damn, Karma didn't walk. She sprinted, shook my head. It felt weird, man. She tried to act happy to see me. She even said she missed what we had. Now she misses it, Damon muttered. Classic. I didn't yell or anything, I said. I just told her I was busy. Damon slapped my shoulder. That's worse than yelling. Proud of you. I don't know how I feel, I admitted. Part of me feels heavy. Another part feels like I finally let something go. That's the victory, he said. When you don't need revenge to feel better. I leaned back, breathing deeply. Yeah, maybe. Damon grinned. Face it, dude, Karma finally came full circle. And for the first time, I didn't argue. I heard the rumors 2 days later while I was grabbing coffee on the lobby floor. 2 janitors whispered near the vending machine, their voices carrying more than they realized. She got fired from her last job for lying, one said. Yeah, and her boyfriend drained her savings before running off, the other replied. Poor girl can't catch a break. I didn't have to guess who they meant. I felt my chest tighten as I walked past them, pretending I didn't hear Mara. I didn't know what I was supposed to feel. Anger, pity, nothing at all. Instead, everything tangled together, sharp and confusing. When I reached the elevator, Leela stepped in behind me. You look tense, she said. Rough morning? Not exactly, I said, staring at the glowing floor numbers. You know, she continued gently. You can talk to me. You've been carrying something heavy for days. I let out a slow breath. It's just someone from my past works here now, she said. Good past or bad past? Bad, I admitted. Really bad. She folded her arms. Want to tell me? It's complicated. I've got time, she said. The elevator hummed and I finally spoke. She left me the moment I lost my job. Said I was dragging her down. And now she's here, cleaning the same floors I walk on. Lila's eyebrows lifted slightly. Ouch. Yeah. And how do you feel seeing her again? I don't know, I said. I'm not proud of it, but part of me feels justified. Another part feels sick for feeling that way. That's normal, she said. You're human. I wish I felt nothing. But you're not built like that, she said softly. The doors opened, and she touched my arm before stepping out. Just be careful with your heart, Elias. I nodded. I'm trying. Later that afternoon, while I reviewed training materials in the hallway, I heard someone behind me say, Elias, can we talk? I closed my eyes for a moment before turning. Mara stood there, wringing her hands. Just a minute. I'm in the middle of something, I said. I know, she said. But I need to explain. I shook my head. You don't owe me anything. I do, she insisted, stepping closer. I treated you horribly. I was scared. I made stupid choices. I just want to tell you I'm sorry. Her voice cracked, and for a moment, I almost softened, but then I remembered every word she threw at me when I needed her most. It's fine, I said. You don't have to explain. But I want to, she said. I need to, Mara. I can't do this right now. Her eyes shined with embarrassment. You won't even listen? I listened before, I said. It nearly ruined me. She took a step back as if the words hit her physically. I didn't know my life would fall apart like this. It's not my responsibility, I said gently. I know, she whispered. I just hoped we could at least talk. Not today, I said. Maybe not ever. She nodded slowly and walked away, shoulders shaking. I watched her turn the corner, feeling something heavy and hollow settle in my chest. When I returned to my desk, Leela leaned over and whispered, Was that her? Yeah. And you okay? I don't know, I said. She keeps trying to pull me into conversations I'm not ready for. Don't let her, Leela said. Healing doesn't require revisiting old wounds. I stared at my computer screen. Part of me wants to hear her out. The other part wants to run the opposite direction. That's the part that remembers the pain, she said. Trust it. I leaned back, letting her words sink in. I'm trying to figure out who I'm supposed to be now. You already know, she replied. You're just scared to accept it. I let out a breath. Maybe. As the day ended, I caught a glimpse of Mara pushing her cart down the hall, head low. I didn't follow. I didn't speak. I just watched from a distance, feeling both sympathy and a strange sense of justice. The storm she created had finally come back to her, and all I could do was walk away. Asterisk. I was halfway through my morning coffee when Mr. Rowan walked up to my desk. Keaton wants you in the conference room. No. My heart kicked. Did something happen? Rowan gave a rare smirk. You're leading part of the new project? Big one. Don't screw it up, wait me. I stood so fast, my chair rolled back. You heard me, he said. Go. As I walked toward the conference room, my pulse hammered in my ears. Lead a project? Already? I whispered. When I stepped inside, Mr. Keaton was reviewing documents with 3 senior managers. Without looking up, he said, Elias, you'll assist in coordinating the outreach phase. Rowan says you understand the strategy better than most. I swallowed. I'll do my best, sir. Don't do your best, he said. Now he finally met my eyes. Do it right. Yes, sir. The managers nodded at me. I tried not to look like I was internally panicking as the meeting started. I took notes, asked questions, and offered ideas when needed. And surprisingly, they listened. They actually listened an hour in. Ms. Grither, janitorial supervisor, entered with a clipboard. Inspection. Continue working, she announced to her staff behind her. One of them tripped on the doorframe and stumbled into the meeting room. It was Mara. She froze, eyes wide, cheeks paling. The spray bottle slipped from her hands and hit the carpet with a soft thud. Oh my God, she whispered. Ms. Greer glared. Mara, what are you doing? You don't walk into occupied rooms unless instructed. I didn't know this room was in use, Mara stammered. It's a conference room, Ms. Greer snapped. They're always in use. Mara's eyes flicked to me, pleading silently. I knew exactly what she wanted, some kind of support, a lifeline. Anything to save her from drowning? I didn't move. Keaton raised an eyebrow. Is there a problem? No, sir, Miss Greer said quickly. She shot Mara a look sharp enough to cut glass. Apologize. I'm sorry, Mara said softly, her voice shaking. Miss Greer pointed at the door. Out. And we'll discuss this later. Mara swallowed, face trembling as she backed away. Her eyes met mine again, desperate, begging for even a small sign of kindness. I stayed silent. Not because I wanted to hurt her, because I didn't know her anything anymore. She left the room quietly. Closing the door behind her, Keaton didn't look bothered. Continue, he said, and just like that, we returned to the project as if nothing happened. After the meeting ended, I stepped out into the hallway. Rowan nudged me. You handled yourself well. I didn't do much, I said. You did, he replied. You kept your composure. I looked toward the elevator, where Mara was pushing her cart with her head down, Miss Greer lecturing her in sharp, clipped whispers. Damon's voice popped into my head. Karma didn't walk, she sprinted. I let out a slow breath. Leela appeared beside me. Hey, she said softly. You okay? Yeah, I said. Just thinking. I saw what happened, she whispered. You didn't say a word? I didn't need to. How did it feel? She asked. I paused. Heavy, I said. But also right, she nodded. Silence can be its own kind of answer. Exactly, I said. For years, she talked over me. Today, she heard my silence louder than anything I could have said. Leela touched my elbow. You're growing, Elias? I don't know, I said. Maybe I'm just learning. Sometimes those are the same thing, she replied. I watched Mara disappear down the hallway. Smaller than I ever remembered her. My voice was steady when I said, This silence, this is my revenge.
I was heading to my car when I heard footsteps rushing behind me. Elias, wait. Mara's voice cracked through the cold air. I closed my eyes for a second before turning around. She stood in front of me, breathing hard, eyes already glossy. Please, don't walk away. I need to talk to you. I'm listening, I said, keeping my voice steady. She swallowed. I'm sorry. For everything. For leaving you. For saying you were worthless. For choosing money over you. I was stupid. I leaned against my car door. Why tell me now? Because watching you walk through that building while I'm stuck scrubbing floors, she wiped her eyes. It made me see what I threw away. You were the only person who ever cared about me. I didn't respond. I just let her talk. I thought money made someone valuable, she said. I thought moving on meant finding someone richer, someone who looked successful. But the guy I left you for. He drained my account and dumped me. Everyone else only wanted something from me. You never did. Her voice broke completely. I pushed you away because I didn't think you'd become anything. I didn't think you could rise. And now you're everything I said you'd never be. I looked at her trembling hands. Mara, I don't hate you. She blinked fast. Then why won't you talk to me? Because I'm not the same man you threw away, I said. Back then, I let your words define me. I believed every insult. I thought losing you meant losing my worth. She shook her head. You didn't lose anything. I did. I lost myself, I said quietly. But I found something better later, direction. Strength. People who treat me like I matter. Her tears fell fast now. I miss the way you loved me. That version of me doesn't exist anymore, I said. He stayed behind on the day you walked out. She covered her mouth, sobbing. I'm begging you, can we try again? Even as friends? Mara, I said gently, you're apologizing to the wrong version of me. She stared at me like the world was collapsing under her feet. So you're really done? I'm not angry, I said. But I can't go backwards. She took a shaky step closer. Please. Just tell me there's a chance. Any chance. I shook my head. Closure isn't supposed to open new doors. She let out a broken sound and leaned against a nearby pillar, trying to breathe. I never thought you'd be the one walking away. I didn't think so either, I said. But here we are. She wiped her face. I ruined everything. No, I said softly. You made choices. And so did I. For a long moment, we just stood there in the fading light, that passed between us like a shadow stretching across the pavement. Finally, she whispered, "What do I do now?" "Start over," I said. "The way I had to." She nodded weakly. "Goodbye, Elias. Goodbye, Mara." As she walked away, my chest felt strangely light. Not because she was hurting, but because I wasn't. The boy she broke was gone. The man standing here finally understood his worth, and speaking the truth without anger felt like freedom. That I stood there for a minute after she left, letting the silence settle around me like a final page turning. I breathed in, realizing I felt lighter than I had in years. Maybe closure wasn't dramatic or loud. Maybe it was just the quiet truth that I had outgrown my pain. I was finishing a report when Rowan appeared at my doorway. "Keaton wants to see you," he said. My stomach tightened. Did I mess something up? Rowan shook his head. "Just go." When I stepped into Keaton's office, he didn't waste time. "Sit." I sat. He slid a document toward me. "Your performance has been consistently above expectations," he said. "This company needs people who rise instead of fold." I blinked. "Thank you, sir." "You're being promoted," he continued. "Full-time management. Your office is on the 18th floor. You start Monday." My breath caught. 18th floor. He nodded once. "You earned it." I stood, trying not to let the shock show, but he noticed anyway. "Elias," he said, "don't act surprised when effort pays off." "Yes, sir," I said, unable to hide my smile. "I told Damon first." He practically exploded through the phone. 18th floor. "Dude, you're a rocket." I laughed. "I'm just moving up." "You're flying up," he corrected. "I'm buying dinner. I don't care if it bankrupts me." When I hung up, I headed downstairs to pick up the updated badge. On the lobby floor, I heard voices from the cleaning staff. "She's being transferred," someone whispered. "Starting next week. Different building. Greer's done with her." I didn't have to ask who they meant. I stepped around the corner and found Mara standing by the cart, staring at the floor while Ms. Greer lectured her quietly. Mara didn't see me at first. But when she finally lifted her head, her eyes met mine. Just for a second. She didn't smile. She didn't wave. She just looked tired. Ms. Greer clapped her hands. "All right, let's move. Truck's waiting." Mara gathered her things with slow, small motions. She walked toward the exit, each step careful, almost apologetic. She didn't try to come to me this time. Maybe she finally understood that some things can't be rewound. I stood there in silence, watching her leave the building that changed my life and reshaped hers. She pushed the cart through the doors and disappeared into the sunlight. I let out a breath I didn't know I'd been holding. Lila approached me from behind. "Hey," she said softly. "You okay?" "Yeah," I said. "Just thinking." She tilted her head. "Big day for you. New office. New title. Feels unreal." "It fits you," she said. "More than you think." I glanced at the elevator. "I guess it does." Lila nudged me lightly. "Want to celebrate? Coffee after work?" My treat this time. I hesitated, but only for a moment. "Yeah," I said. I'd like that. She smiled, warm, genuine, nothing like the forced smiles of my past. Great. I'll meet you downstairs at 5. 5, I repeated. She walked off, giving me space to breathe. When the elevator doors opened, I stepped inside alone. My new badge blinked against the scanner, and the panel lit up. I pressed the button for the 18th floor. As the doors slid closed, I caught one last glimpse of the lobby, the place where I used to stand feeling small, uncertain, invisible. Now I rose upward, the building humming around me, the numbers climbing higher with each second. I whispered to myself, this is what climbing feels like. The elevator slowed, then opened onto the 18th floor. Clean hallways. Quiet air. My name already printed on the office door. I walked inside, placed my bag on the desk, and looked out at the skyline. The pain I endured hadn't destroyed me. It sharpened me. It taught me who I wasn't, and who I could become. For the first time, I felt completely, undeniably free. I breathed out, steady and grateful. Sometimes losing everything is the moment you start becoming who you were meant to be.